Attention passionate Washington Commanders fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Washington Commanders' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Washington Commanders fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS, and Washington Commanders FANS. Let's get to the news now, folks. You can feel the buzz in the air, right? The NFL offseason is always a time of whispers, rumors, and strategic moves, but this one could be a real game changer for the NFC East, a division that's already known for its grit and intense rivalry. And what are we talking about exactly? Well, it's a potential blockbuster involving the Baltimore Ravens and the Washington Commanders, centered around a trade that could reshape the landscape of the division and maybe even the entire conference. The buzz is that the Ravens, who are currently sitting at a 4-4 record, are considering trading their promising wide receiver, Zay Flowers, to the Commanders in exchange for a third-round pick in the 2026 NFL Draft. Now, this isn't just about a draft pick. This move could open up a ton of strategic opportunities for both teams, especially for Washington, who are looking to elevate their offense with explosive playmakers and capitalize on their current cap situation. Let's break down the details because there's a lot to unpack here. Zay Flowers, for those who might not be fully up to speed, has been turning heads all season long. This guy is a real YAC king, meaning yards after catch, and that's a crucial element for any offense looking to stretch the field and create big plays. In his career so far, Flowers has accumulated around 800 receiving yards and scored 12 touchdowns, averaging 4 yards per reception. Those are impressive numbers, especially for a young receiver still rounding into his prime. His PFF grade of 84. Indicates that he's been a reliable target, and in 2025 alone, he caught 26 passes for 385 yards and 4 touchdowns. That might not seem like a huge volume, but the efficiency is there. His yards per target are around 2.2, which shows he's making the most of his opportunities. And if you look at his advanced stats, he's averaging 6.5 yards after the catch, evoking comparisons to Tyreek Hill the way he can turn a simple catch into a big play. Now, what makes Flowers so intriguing is his explosiveness. He's a speedster, a true vertical threat who can turn short passes into long gains. His elusiveness is rated at around 60%, and he's got a remarkably low drop rate of just 19%. That's significantly better than some of the other young receivers in the league, including players like Dyami Brown, who, despite having a solid grade of 77.5, doesn't possess the same burst or YAC ability. Flowers is a guy who can stretch defenses, create mismatches, and open up the field for other playmakers. Interestingly, he's also a pro bowler, which tells you how highly he's regarded around the league. When you watch him play, you see shades of the elite speed and agility that make defenders nervous. Think of Tyreek Hill's ability to evade tacklers and pick up extra yards. And here's where the Ravens' perspective on this trade gets interesting. Baltimore, with odds at +4-0 to win the Super Bowl, has been inconsistent offensively, especially with Lamar Jackson's recent struggles to find rhythm. His QBR of 90. One isn't terrible, but some analysts argue that the offense needs more explosive options. The Ravens are known for their creative schemes and their emphasis on speed and versatility, and losing Flowers would be a blow, unless they see this as a strategic move to recoup draft capital and focus on other areas. The trade, in that sense, could be viewed as an adjustment, similar to what the Steelers did in 2024, refining their roster for the long haul. But now, shifting gears to the Commanders, this potential acquisition of Flowers is a game changer. With around $28 million in cap space, Washington has the flexibility to make moves and improve their roster. Their wide receiver depth has been somewhat exposed, especially with Jahan Dotson dealing with injuries, and that's where Flowers could step in as a true X-receiver, a guy who can take the top off defenses and create big plays downfield. When you consider the current yardage and production, Flowers could project to reach around 800 yards in a season, and his presence alone could boost the team's average yards per game from 205 to over 240. That's a significant increase, and could be the difference maker in close games. Tactically, his addition would open up more gadget plays, allowing offensive coordinator Eric Bieniemy to craft schemes that maximize his speed and elusiveness. Imagine plays where Flowers doubles his yards after the catch, similar to what Christian McCaffrey or Deebo Samuel have done in other systems. His ability to catch short passes and turn them into long gains would not only stretch defenses, but also give quarterback Sam Howell a reliable weapon for those critical third-down conversions. Plus, his presence on special teams, especially in kick returns or as a gunner, would reduce opponents' returns by around 10%, adding a special teams dimension that Washington has been trying to improve. Now, looking at the wider playoff picture, the odds for the Commanders to make a deep run with Flowers are quite intriguing. Currently, the team's odds to win the division are around plus 15-0, but with this kind of offensive boost, they could see a significant shift, maybe down to plus 500. Flowers isn't just a depth piece. He's an X factor, especially when you consider the potential playoff matchups like the showdown against the Dallas Cowboys. His speed and playmaking ability could be the difference in tight playoff games, turning what might look like a routine play into a game-winning moment. When you step back and analyze the overall impact, it's clear that Flowers could catalyze a more dynamic, unpredictable attack for Washington. His ability to stretch defenses, combined with the team's emerging offensive schemes, could evoke memories of the Santana Moss days, those explosive plays that kept fans on the edge of their seats, those moments that defined a franchise's identity. Flowers, with his youth and talent, could be the start of a new era, one where the Commanders are not just a team trying to sneak into the playoffs, but a legitimate contender with a clear identity and a roster built around speed, agility, and explosive potential. So if this trade actually happens, it would send ripples across the league. Washington's offense would instantly become more vertical, more unpredictable, and much harder to defend. It's exciting to think about the possibilities. How a young, talented receiver like Zay Flowers could help turn the tide in the NFC East, making the Commanders a team no one wants to face come playoff time. And let's not forget the long-term implications. This move could be the foundation for the team's future, building around a core of young, dynamic playmakers who can grow together and chase those Super Bowl dreams. And now, Washington Commanders fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential move? Do you think the Commanders should go all in for Flowers? How do you see him fitting into the team's offense? Drop your thoughts in the comments below because your opinion matters so much to us and to the future of this team. Remember, I'll be back soon with more updates on this story and everything else happening around the NFL and the Commanders. So stay tuned, stay passionate, and let's keep this conversation going. Your support means everything, and together, we're building a community of true Commanders fans ready to take on whatever the league throws at us. Thanks for watching, and as always, go Washington Commanders.